Now, in the previous video, we discussed the two most optimal forms of income to earn, and it's not a W-2 income, right? We also discovered that we need to run our personal finances like we run our business and clean up any areas in our spending plan that's not efficient. Now, if you missed that video, I encourage you to go back and watch it because this series builds on each other and I don't want you to get confused or frustrated. So in this video, I'm going to let you in on a secret that I've been advising my financial planning clients to do for nearly 20 years now. It started off as the 3-bucket rule, but now it's kind of evolved into the 7-bucket rule. But it's exactly the same thing. I just basically found, a better way to explain it to you. So this is a habit that wealthy people apply to maintain order and have balance. So let's get started. Now, a typical entrepreneur deposits income into a regular checking account. And maybe some of it goes into a savings account and perhaps another portion goes into a Christmas club account. Now, what I typically see is the checking account covers bills and the savings account has really, no defined purpose, and the Christmas club account is the only one that has a clearly defined purpose and financial objective. Now, a better, more optimal way to organize your spending plan is by first putting all of your business income into a business checking account. And you want to split that up into thirds. A third for taxes, a third for ongoing business expenses, and a third for your household, your living expenses. And then you want to break that down even further. So to make things really clear, let's go ahead and look at a chart. Let's look at an example. So from one of your business enterprises, let's say that you generate about $10,000 a month. Now, if we have incorporated our business, then we want to make sure that we put ourselves on payroll officially so that we can take advantage of certain tax savings plans. Now, if you're not incorporated yet, don't worry about it, but you want to get yourself set up as soon as possible. You want to break your $10,000 into thirds, as I mentioned. $3,300 goes towards taxes, $3,300 goes towards business expenses, and the remaining $3,400 goes for your household. Now, from there, you're going to apply the 20-30-50 rule. You want to save at least 20% towards the future, 30% towards your wants, and then 50% towards your needs. So according to our example here, we're going to have $3,400 towards the household, and we're going to take 20% of that and apply it towards our future. Then we're going to divide that into countless ways, or you could divide it into countless ways. The point is to align it with your goals. Now, I offer a 60-day financial fitness intensive that walks you through all of this and helps you to create a personalized plan. And as you can see, you'll have a business checking account, a tax account, a household account, 3 accounts to create a solid financial foundation where you'll have an account for a rainy day, an emergency fund, and a wealth account. You set up a retirement account as well, and if you start building an investment portfolio, then you'll have even more accounts. Now, in my intensive, I talk in greater depth about how to set up and create a solid financial foundation. The key is that you need to have a clear purpose for all of your accounts. You need to know when it's okay to access them and why. And no, you can't just have one miscellaneous savings account. That's how you end up broke. There's always at least one person in every family that's the go-to person for financial help, right? And it's probably you. Well, just having one account makes it hard to create boundaries and limits to keep you on track with your particular financial goals. You have to set up almost, a fortress around your savings to prevent friends and family from nipping at your finances because you've got a big heart. And I understand that you may not always be able to say no. However, you can set the limit. And when that person has reached that limit, then you have to be disciplined enough to say no. That's going to be your comfortable boundary. Look, you don't have to feel guilty because you've helped them out. However, you can only do but so much. And you can't hurt your goals in the process of trying to help somebody else. For other folks, you may have to just set a clear boundary because you don't see any progress, right? Now, I have a client that sends money home regularly. So we created a family fund to account for just that. That way, she's better able to manage how much she's spending and not take away from her progress of getting out of debt and building up her investment accounts. You see, wealth building is all about a system. When you have a process, even when you have just a little bit of money, you can create millions and still do good in the world. In fact, I bet you many of us don't even know the shoulders that we stand on. Look at Osceola McCarthy. In her book, Simple Wisdom for Living Rich, Miss McCarthy, a philanthropist during the late 1800s, shares her views of success. For more than 70 years, Miss McCarthy made a living washing clothes and made no more than $10 a bundle, and by the age of 88, she donated $150,000 to the University of Mississippi to help disadvantaged students. Eartha M. White, born in 1876, that's exactly 100 years before I was born. Miss White accumulated over $1 million throughout her lifetime. She donated almost all of her profits from her private investments and entrepreneurial ventures to finance humanitarian causes. And Biddy Mason, a savvy real estate investor in the late 1800s, became the wealthiest Black woman in California. She gave to charities and was the founder of First AME Church Los Angeles, which was the first Black church in LA. So that's our history of wealth, and our history runs deep. And when wealth is in our hands, we don't just improve our lives, we make an impact in others too. And that's the very essence of a Zeallionaire. In conclusion, we have to set up the basics properly to establish a solid financial foundation. So review your existing bank accounts, establish a clear purpose to them, add additional accounts where needed, and tell me about your progress on my Instagram page at Zeallionaire. I want to hear from you as always. Well, that's all for now. I will see you in the next video where I'll share how to turn your debt from being a strain on your finances to being an aid in building wealth. If you heard something that resonated with you today, please share it with someone that you feel would get value from it. I'm here to be of service and to get as many women on track financially as possible. Let's level up your finances, ladies.